So we wait after 2:30 he joined. So sir is
Just a
excuse me.
minute, one call I am taking.
Okay, sir.
हेलो हाँ सर. हाँ वो तो पता चला सर. देख लीजिए, you can talk to the concerned sections and I will be free by 4 to 4:30 sir, and then I will discuss with the authority. हम्म, हम्म, ठीक है सर. Sir, I will call you by 4 o'clock or 4:15. Okay, thank you sir. So
So
this our time is up to 4:30 na?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I got some important work, but anyway, you will try to finish.
Okay, sir.
Nah.
So most welcome, sir. Sir is professor of NIT Agartala. So I am in brief introduction by Abhishek. So Abhishek, please introduce, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Abhishek.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Abhishek.
Yes, sir. Welcome you, sir, for giving your precious time here in your busy schedule. And this is Dr. Ram Naresh, sir, is a professor in the Department of Production Engineering in NIT Agartala. He has received his master degree and PhD at IIT Kharagpur. He served as a lecturer in NE RIST Itnagar, Arunachal Pradesh, senior lecturer in Synergy Institute of Engineering and Technology, Danakal, Odisha, assistant professor at SVNIT Surat, Gujarat, and associate professor at NIT Agartala, where he is associated with teaching and research since 2006. He has head of the production engineering department at NIT Agartala from 2011 to 2013. He is presently holding the responsibility of Dean of Student Welfare since 2018. In the capacity of Dean Student Welfare, brought the lots of changes in the hostel management system, such as introduce the MIS mess module to bring the transparency in mess bill, where the student can see their mess details and a balance, etc. They can apply online for mess leave, hostel admission and fee payment, etc. and hygiene, food serving, and eco-friendly green environment in and around the hostel. He was Associate Dean of Research and Consultancy, NIT Agartala, during 2013 to 2015, and Dean of Research and Consultancy 2015 to 2017. In this capacity, he coordinated with different funding agency for research proposal. He also serves as GIAN Local Institute Coordinator, Local Coordinator Startup. In the capacity of Nodal Officer, Rashtriya Avishkar Abhiyana organizes teachers training program for Science School Teacher of West District of Tripura. His main research interests are in the areas of manufacturing, composite material, grind refinement, welding. He has published nearly 100 research papers in international journals and conference. He has guided as a supervisor 10 PhD students and 8 MTech students and many BTech students. Thanks, sir. Thanks to have you a valuable person, and like we request you to share your valuable knowledge with us, sir.
Namaskar to everyone present in this program, 5 days aptitude program, FDP program, Faculty Development Program. And the topic which was chosen is a very, very interesting topic, as well as demanding to the society. This is a green technology and sustainable engineering. We all are aware about the green technology and the sustainable engineering. Green is well known to all of you, and green means indicating the environment and the technology which can be developed in such a manner that environment, that greenness or the environment, other sort of environment has to be maintained in such a manner, and which can help the human being to have the comfortable life, and or human being, or maybe without disturbing the any of the plants or animals or anything. So you have to maintain the ecosystem, and the such technology is comes under the green technology. And if we talk about the sustainable engineering, sustainable means it's having the some solution which is permanent, or it's have the long life of those engineering or the technologies. So that is comes under the sustainable. So we have to find out the solution so that it should be a sustainable for the end user. That technology or the engineering is to have in such a manner. So now I would like to discuss one by one about the green technology and the sustainable engineering and the some of the development which has been taken in those areas. See, all of you are aware that we are using nowadays the solar cars. The battery cars are used, which is run by the electricity, and then we have the solar panel which is source of energy, and there are many alternates are there which will work as a source of energy, and that can be used, and that will maintain. Because see, if you want to use the earlier days, the electricity was produced by the coal, and it's have the limited stock. So one day it will be over, and then how you will get the electricity, how you will get the energy. And then people has thought of it, and the different changes has taken place, time to comes, and then now we have comes to the solar energy, and many other alternate fuels are also the source of energy. Similarly, if we talk about the different sectors, maybe these IT sectors, or in the banking sectors, you have seen there are also a lot of changes has taken place. Earlier we used to go for counter and having the tickets and this petrol form, and then we have to have the money from the bank. We have the transactions. Nowadays that the card has come, this plastic card, or you might have heard the in bank they have the green counter. Some of you might have gone to the state bank and you have seen the green counter. There you need not to have the so much of the writings and all. You have to insert the card, and then you will get the cash. So this is also one of the one of the technology which has developed, and it is called as the green counter or GCC, something like. If you go to the SBI, and you will find like this. So we can start with this. So this is about the recent development on green technology and sustainable engineering. So green technology is defined as the technology that meets the present need without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. So we have to, this technology is in such a manner that it has to maintain, or it has to be make it available for the coming future or future generation who are coming, and if their needs, say as we have discussed that solar energy or the some sort of source of energy. So if it is coal today, it is going to be over, or maybe after another 10 years or so, and thereafter what will happen to our future generations. So we have to talk about the new technologies, so that it can be have, or alternate technologies which can be have the sustainable for our future generations. It should meet the requirement of our future generations need, or our childs, or so on. It is meant as an alternative source of technology that reduces fossil fuel and demonstrates less damage to the human, animals, and plant deaths, as well as damage to the world. So it should not harm to the, or unbalanced system should not be created. It should be a balanced one in such a way that the humans should not be damaged, animals should not be affected, plants should not be cut it, and we have to maintain, and then only it will maintain the ecosystem, and it will fulfill the requirement of the futures. The use of green technology is supposed to reduce the amount of wastage. So this technology is in such a manner that it will reduce the wastage, it will reduce the pollution, which will affect the environment. that are created during the production. Suppose if we'll go for the productions of the any components, it may be mechanical, it may be electronics, it may be computer or any components. So once you will go for the productions, that there are a lot of materials wastage and a lot of pollution which is created by the industry, which will create the pollution, unhygienic or unpleasant for the human being. So we have to minimize it. So this is the green technology, nothing but to reduce the amount of wastage and pollution that are created during the productions and consumptions of it. This technology should meet the need of the society in way that can continue indefinitely into the future without damaging or depleting natural resources.
Pardon, sir.
So
Sorry,
this
sir.
is talking about the green technology. We'll talk about the sustainable engineering. Sustainable engineering is also a, it is a, it is a more or less, it is a extension of the technology, green technology, and that is nothing but a sustainable engineering. Sustainable engineering is an umbrella terms that describe the innovations that considers the natural resources and the foster economic and social development. The goal of this technology is to drastically reduce the environmental and ecological risk and to create a sustainable product. Sustainable development as the process in which the use of natural resources, the allocation of the investment, and the process of technological development and organizational change are in harmony with each other for both current and future generations.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, your slide is not visible, sir. Actually,
Slide is not visible.
so you, sir, sir, you share first, sir, your slide, sir. Actually,
Oh,
you
okay,
stop the
okay,
sharing last time.
okay, okay, please, please. Now screen is visible.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Will it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Oh, sorry, I'm extremely sorry that I haven't. So I was talking about the sustainable engineering. So while talking about the sustainable engineering, you all are aware that whenever you will go for the new technology innovations, kind of technology innovations, then lot of expenditure is associated with this. So whenever the lot of expenditure is associated with this, it is very difficult for a common man to come forward of it. So nowadays you might have heard that say the solar power is the one of the sustainable the energy source of energy which can have the long lastings or it is sustainable. So in that case, government has given the some sort of a scheme. If you go and have the rooftop solar system, you will be given the 90% subsidy, because otherwise it is very costly and nobody will come forward. Nobody will come forward. So government have the planning by 2030, nearly 50% of the 50% of this the energy or the source of energy will come from the natural or alternative way. So this way government is attracting to the common people or the industrialists, even the airports, buildings, all the places you might have seen that they are encouraging the use of this solar plate. So we can say that this is talking about the sustainable engineering. So the we can say that the goal of this technology is to drastically reduce the environmental and ecological risk and to create a sustainable product. So sustainable development as the process in which the use of natural resources, the allocation of the investment, and the process of technological development and organizational change are in harmony with each other for both current and future generations. So based on this context, sustainability is considered as a path forward that allows humanity to meet the current environmental and human health economic and social need without compromising the progress and success of future generations. So we need not to have the compromise for the future generations requirement, and you can develop this the present requirements also. Then who are the stockholders or the stakeholders for of the sustainabilities? We the people, we are the public, we are the individual, are one of the stakeholders, and and for them it is useful that sustainability is required. It is a general public, national and international regulatory agencies or the government to whom it is required. So they are the stakeholders. So the what is the purposes? So at the level of society, main interests are around availability of the clean air, the pure water, availability of the energy, environmental diversities, and impact of technology on health and contribution to the health care and well-being. These are the key factors required to sustain the life and well-being. So this is required to the stakeholders, and for that we have to have the green technology to have the sustainability way of requirement of the stakeholders. So what are the way to the practical way to identify the relevant stakeholders in a specific case of company-based projects? So we have to go for the consider the life cycle of a product or the process and list all the stakeholders who are involved at the stage within the life cycles. And the second one is to conduct the interview with the representatives of the each stakeholders and take the feedback and make the database and their approach to sustainability. So this will be the helpful for making the new innovations or the new changes or development of the new technologies. So earlier there were a there is a slightly difference between the traditional engineering and the sustainable engineering. So in the traditionally we will focus for a small segments or a small group of the peoples or for a short period of the time. But in the case of sustainable, we have to think for a globally, and we have to think for a mass people requirement, not the individual or the a small group of the people. So there are a few differences, and accordingly we have to talk about or we have to think about the sustainable engineering. So few are that the consider the objects. So here you have to consider only one, but in the case of sustainable engineering you have to consider for a system for in which the object will be used. The focus on technical issues, and in the case of the sustainable, the integrate technical and non-technical issues, and then it can give the sustainabilities. The solve the immediate problems. See, we are talking about the immediate problems. We are not talking about the for the long. So that is the difference. It is a traditional kind. We are talking about immediate solution for the any of the problems. But if we talk about the for a that solution of the problem, so that it should be a forever. So it strives to solve the problem for identify the futures, or you can say the forevers. Consider the local context, that is one users or a small group. But in the case of sustainable engineering, the consider the global context, that is for the planet, and assumes other will deal with the politics, ethics, and social issues. But in the case of sustainable engineering, not acknowledge the need for the engineers to interact with the experts in other disciplines related to the problems. So that's why we have nowadays we are seeing that the people having the mechanical background, but they will focus on the coding or the some other area also, or having the material science or the mechanical engineering, they will look after the material science students looks after the computer science or the mechatronic sides. So these are the area where we have to go for the interdisciplinary kind of things, and this will give the sustainable the the sort of solutions. Now we'll talk about the green technology. What is green technology? Green technology means it is a technology which is environmentally friendly and developed and used in such a way so that it does not disturb our environment and conserve the natural resources. So So we have to maintain or we have to conserve the natural resources for the future purposes. It is also known as environmental technology or clean technology. So its another name is environmental technology or the clean technology. Green technology is a system that uses innovative methods to create an environmental friendly products. So we have to create the product which has to be environmental friendly, and it uses renewable natural resources that never depletes, so future generation can also benefit from it. It can effectively change waste pattern and production in a way that it won't harm the planets or the globes. What is the importance of these green technologies? So the importance is it has the saving the environment and make the earth free from any dangers. It will help reduce the use of fossil fuel, and it encourages the concept of cleanliness, the freshness, as well as promotes the new dimensions. And the sooner we realize the importance of using green technology, the better it will be for our planet and its environment. So these are the importance. Then we have a different goals to achieve or to implement the green technology to have the sustainable solutions. So one is reduce, recycle, refuse and renew and responsibilities. So if we talk about the different goals, there are a different goals we have summarized in the different forms. Reduce means we have to you minimize the uses. You have to reduce the uses. Say water. Tape. We have opened the tape. We have least bother when we are going for a bathroom. The time will come. We will be facing the shortage of the water. May not be now after 50 years or the so. Water level, you know that it is going down, and we do not know when the crisis will come for this drinking water. So we have to reduce. The concept is to reduce. See, whenever we are going from out, we are just fan is on, light is on, we have to switch on, switch off, means you have to reduce the uses. So this is one goal, to reduce the unnecessary or the wastage of those. Then recycle. See, some of the items which is to be recycled, like you have the mobile, then batteries or some other gadgets are after use you will be throwing outside, and it will create the environment unpleasant or some sort of negative impact. So we have to go for the proper recycling of it, so that it should be environmentally friendly as well as it's have the applications oriented. Sometimes the this industry wastage or industry as are coming out, or in the what is called the thermal plant, you will find the as are coming. So this has to be recycled, or it has to be reused of it. So this will give you this is another goal. Then refuse. Say, like a lot of many governments has giving some guidelines, like they refuse the use of the plastics. So nowadays they will ask you to use the cloth or the paper bag and so on. So if you have to refuse, so this is also one of the good our goal to implement the green technology. Then renew. So some of the renewable energies and all, and then the responsibility, we have to take the responsibility on us, that yes, we are the part of it, we have to maintain this. So these are the goal of the green technology. So the first is reduce. So fuel unnecessary, we have to not the wastage of the fuel, we have to maintain it. And then the waste. Then energy consumption. See, the lot of smokes and the energies are getting wasted. So how this can be recycled it, or it can be reused for the different purpose. Particularly those who are having the mechanical background, they are aware this in blast furnace, the smokes are coming from the out from the top, and then again it will be the hot air is recirculated, so that it can do the preheating of this either air to be preheated or the materials to be preheated in the blast furnace or the cupola furnace. These are the way you have to reuse of this. So the wastage of clean water, so we have to maintain this. Then recycling, like paper, we are throwing here and there, mobiles and all. As you say, that papers or the plastics or the cans or the batteries or the clothings, these has to be recycled in such a manner that it has to be have the output product again. New product has to be developed, and at the same time maintain the green environment, or some other way, like a water bottle, you have to cut it and you can use for the decorative purpose, like a cane or the water bottles or some other way, or for the beautification of the houses and all. So these are the way you can use it. The goal of green technology, that is renewing, that is renewable energies like wind power, this water power, solar energy, biofuel, wastewater. So these are the name or the examples. I'm saying that wind power, if you go that been normally in the coastal area, the wind tunnels are, you might have observed, they are installed, and from there you can generate the energies. Then water power, this by using the turbines and all. Then solar energies, already we had discussed. And then biofuels are alternative fuels, and these are the use. And the wastewater also to be maintained or managed in such a way that it will be useful. Energy can be developed or can be produced from there, and it can be useful for the function of the industries or the street lighting or the different purposes. So goal of the green technologies to refuse. So refuse the use of plastic bags. So we have to take this responsibility, as I said in the last goal. That is, responsibility means we have to say that no use of the plastics. And so because recycling of the plastic is a tough job. So we have to, instead of that, we have to use this bag and all. The goal of the green technology is nothing but the responsibilities. So don't waste electricity, then switch off the electrical equipments when not required. Don't waste water, never leave taps open while brushing or the washing dishes. They don't waste the fuel, don't waste food also. So sometimes, see, we have to remember that many people are in the India or around the world, those who are striving for the food, they won't get the sufficient food, and the sum of the portions, or maybe the 2% of the people, 3% of the people, or 5% of the people, they are wasting it. So we have to maintain, don't waste this. Don't cook extra food and throw. Always keep in mind that there are millions in the world starving without food. So we have to think in that manner, and we have to take the responsibility of it. So these are the goals, and then we will talk about the branches of the green technologies. So there are the subcategories. The green technologies is a big term, green. But if we subdivided this green technologies, there are many, that is green chemistry, green energy, green IT, green building, green nanotechnologies, and so on. So there are many more are also there. So we have to subdivide this green technology in the area of chemistry. See that this carbon dioxides or some other chemicals which is coming out, sometimes it is very hazardous. So we have to produce in such a manner that this has to be used for a particular purpose, like pesticides, or in the plants where the insects are where insects are disturbing the plants. So we have to use the chemicals in such a way that it should only treat properly, but it should not spoil the environment or the other. Then similarly, that green energies and the green IT, as I said, the card and all, then green buildings. Nowadays, the buildings are coming as such a eco-friendly. Just a minute. हेलो हेलो, बोलिए, क्या चीज के लिए? मैं तो नहीं आ पाऊंगा मीटिंग में, मैं साइन कर दूंगा, आप लोग डिसीजन ले लीजिए। So the term green chemistry was coined by Paul Anastas in the 1991. And green chemistry, also called the sustainable chemistry, the inventions, design and applications of the chemical products and the process to reduce or to eliminate the use of hazardous substances. So we have to eliminate the substances which will be hazardous, and then we can say that it is a green chemistry. So for the example that supercritical carbon dioxide, it is a fluid a state of carbon dioxide where it is held above its critical temperature and critical pressures. So carbon, which is the dioxide which is used as a atmospheric conditions and that atmospheric pressure. And if you go for the below that, then it is something like a dry ice when it is a frozen, and it behaves as a supercritical fluids above its critical temperature, that is 304.25 Kelvin, and the critical pressure of 72.9 atmospheric pressure. So, and then this supercritical carbon dioxide is used to remove the organic chloride pesticides from agriculture crops without adulterating the desired constituents from the plant matters in the herbal supplement industries. So these industries are these plants are used in the herbal industries. So it should not spoil its properties for the purpose it is used. So it has to use like this. So that means we have to maintain the sustainable chemistry or the green chemistry. The supercritical carbon dioxides can also be used as a more environmentally friendly solvent for dry cleaning. So principle of the green chemistry is a prevent waste, less hazardous chemical synthesis, and safer chemicals and products, the safer solvents and reactions conditions, and increase the energy efficiency. So this is the different things we will not discuss now, and then identification of the identifications of safer chemicals like green circles or the citric acids or aspartic acids or and so on. So we have to give the different colors or the marked, which can be identified. Yes, this can be used, this cannot be used, and so on. So yellow triangles or the green squares and so on. Now we'll talk about the green energy. Green energy comes from the natural sources such as sunlight, wind, rain, tidal, the plants, algae, and the geothermal heat. So these are the source of energy, and this is called as a green energy, which is having the long lasting, which is sustainable, which can fulfill the requirements of our futures. So these energy resources are renewable. So types of green energies. Just a minute, please. I am sorry. हाँ हेलो. हाँ सर. सर मैं नहीं आऊंगा आज, मेरा एक दूसरे जगह एक लेक्चर है, मैं लेक्चर ले रहा हूँ. हाँ जो हाँ हाँ by 4:30 or 4 o'clock I will talk to you. Okay. Oh, so types of green energy means we have the solar power, wind power, water power, geothermal energy, biofuel, and biogas. So solar power. Solar power is the conversion of sunlight into the electricity, either directly using the photovoltaics PV or the directly using the concentrated solar power. So this is the way we can have the source of energy, or it can be used for pumping the water, refrigerations, communications, and the charging of the batteries. So for a small requirement of the this energy or the electricity, we can go for the solar power. But nowadays it is going for the mass scale also. So first of all, in 1955, the first solar car invented was a tiny 15-inch vehicle created by William G. Cope of General Motors and called the Sun Mobile. So this was the initiated in the 1955, and now it is a 2022. So there are a lot of changes has taken place. So Samsung India launched the first solar power phone, the Solar Group 1107, which allows users to charge the phone anywhere the sun is shining. 1 hour of the solar charging gives you the 5 to 10 minutes talk time during that time, not now. If we'll talk about the solar roads, this is in the foreign country in the 14 unveiled the world's first solar bike path and, and a revolutionary project to harvest the sun's energy that could eventually also be used on roads. So nowadays, these practices are about to introduce in our country also, or we have the different places, not the solar, but the solar chargings are there. So different locations we have the electrical charging or the solar charging points where those bikes can be charged. The so-called solar road bike path is made of concrete models and each measuring this 2.5 by 3.5 meters, embedded with the solar panels converted to the tempered glass. So this concept supposed to come into India. It is not implemented presently, as per my knowledge is concerned. To help prevent accidents, the glass has been given in a special non-slip surfaces. So this is the way that it have the solar road. Now we'll talk about the wind power. So wind turbines converts the kinetic energy in the wind into mechanical power that runs a generator to produce the clean electricity. So by the wind turbines, normally I visited to the places Kanyakumari, and there we have seen in the far away from that place, but in the Kerala only that this wind turbines are settled in the coastal area. From there, the clean energy or clean electricity is produced. Wind energy contributes only 1% of the global electricity generation. So in the 1920, wind shows that the maximum power that may be captured by a wind machine is 59.3% of the incoming energy in the wind. So one can guess that how much energy is associated with the wind. So if we can increase the technology in such a manner that at least this 59 or 60% of the power can be generated from that, the power can be instead of 60%, we can go for the 80%, 90% use of the power associated with the wind. So from there we have to capture, and it can give a clean energy. The amount of electricity produced by one turbine depends on its size and quality of the wind resources. A typical 2 megawatt turbine, when placed in an appropriate wind resource, can provide enough emission-free electricity to power about 500 average homes for a full year. So in the whole year, the 500 homes can be supplied with a 2 megawatt wind power, and throughout the year they can get the power. So it is a good contribution, or you can say that it is a good source of energy. So water power, hydroelectricity uses the energy of running water to make the electrical energies, and as mechanical engineer we all are aware. Then hydroelectric stations are built where there is running water is stored. The amount of electricity generated is determined by the volume of water and the amount of head, the height of that this is the head, that is the height from the turbine in the power point to the power plant to the water surfaces, so created by a dam. So in a dam we have to create the pressure in this head, and then we can get the power. So the generator, the flow and head, and the more electricity is produced. So wave power or tidal power. Now we have heard the cyclone is coming, some different tidal is coming in the sea, and the different waves are coming. So if those waves or the tidal are converted in such a manner that we have to get the we have to channelize in such a manner that we can get the clean energy. So waves are generated by the wind as it blows across the sea surfaces, and energy is transferred from the wind to the waves. And the wave energy has the potential to be one of the most eco-friendly forms of electricity generations. The first tidal power stations was the Reims tidal power plant built over a period of 6 years from the 1960 to 66 at Laranne, France. And in India also we have. But I am not much sure where it is. The Pilamis as an, so we can leave this. And then geothermal energy, particularly in the area of this northeast and the other places, the term geothermal originates from the two Greek words geo and the therm. Geo means ground, that is earth, and and the therm means that from the earth, or the, you can say, the heat. So this is the Greek words. Geo means the earth, and the therm means the heat from the earth. So these together, and geothermal energy is energy derived from the heat of the earth. Biofuel, fuel made from the biological sources like a straw or wood waste or sugar cane, and by the product of the sugar cane. From there we can have, which is coming from the agriculture industries, and that can be used. And not only this, the different other products, the byproducts are also are from the agriculture industries. If it is sugar cane, you will get the molasses, you can get the, apart from the sugar, you will get the many other byproducts, and these are the biofuels. And the sugar cane, soya beans. So these are the, so we will talk about the next branch of this, the green information technology, or green IT technology, or IT. So if we'll talk about this, also called the green computing, it describes the study and the using of computer resources is an efficient way. The green IT starts with the manufacturers producing the environmentally friendly products and encouraging the IT departments to consider more friendly options like virtualizations and the power management and the proper recycling habits of it. If we talk about the green buildings, so this is very good, and it is mostly people love this environment, and if such kind of buildings. So just for the, so I have shown you the green buildings. So the green building is the practice of increasing the efficiency of building and their use of energy, water, and materials, and reducing the building impact on human health and environment through the better design, constructions, operations, and maintenance. So see, whenever you are going for the morning walk and all, then you will find that yes, green environments, it's give one way of impact on your mind, and you will feel the freshness. So similarly, if your building is a green building, that will give the some sort of impact in your minds, in your feelings, and one ambience, and that will be good for the health of the human beings, and at the same time it will maintain the environment through the this will be maintained by the good constructions, or by the proper design, or the operations, or the maintenance. So materials used for the green building, this less volatile organic compounds, paints can be used, bamboo floatings. Of course, the persons who is from Tripura, or the maybe from maybe the northeast area, they are aware that this bamboos are plenty available in this northeast area, and this can be used as a flooring tiles. And in India, first flooring tiles manufacturing industries is set up in Tripura. In China, there are a lot, and then Then it has in India, first it has installed in the Tripura, and the second in maybe in the Kerala or some other part of the country. So this bamboo tiles can be used, and from bamboo we can have the tiles. So this can be and this is having the long life also. Only it has to maintain the water content, and for that policing is done, which we have already have seen. And in NIT Agartala, if anybody gets the opportunity to come over here, if you see the director's buildings, you will find there are bamboo tiles or bamboo floorings are there. So oven wool for the carpeting, ecological concrete, and so on. Dicalcium silicate instead of cement. So this can be used as a binder, and this will help you to have the green buildings paper insulation panels. One more thing I want to add over here, that in NIT Agartala, one of our faculty who is working from civil department, who is working on the low cost building. So how the cost of the building will be reduced, so that common people can use, and instead of that rod, instead of rod, they are using the bamboo as a fiber, or we can say that bamboo will work as a RCC, and then they are testing on it, and they got the good project also, and have the many publications in this area. So this can be the one way of to have the low cost as well as have the sustainabilities, and the green building will be maintained. Famous green building in the world. So Bahrain World Trade Center is one of the examples. So it is the first skyscraper in the world to integrate wind turbines into its design. The turbine supplied about 15% of the electricity used by the skyscraper, and approximately the same amount of electricity used by 300 homes. In India also, it is see the a futuristic concept converts a scraper into the crop farms that could help reduce global warming, improve the urban environment, and help to feed the world's growing populations. How it works? How it So solar panel energy is supplied by a rotating solar panel that flows the sun, drives interior heating and cooling systems, or the glass panels. Oh, you can. I will show you the next slides where the buildings are made in such a manner that from the outside you have the solar plate. So whenever the sun will come this side, you will get the energy. It will come this, because it will be rotating. That's why it is called as a skyscrapers. So this way it can help you to have the energy, more power, more energy generations, and that will help to the human beings. So this is the architecture's circular design allows maximum light into the centers. Economy, the plan combines the farming with the office and the residential stories. Then irrigations, filtered sterilized water, wastewater from the sewerage systems can be used for irrigation purpose. National Library of the Singapore, if you see that the building is oriented away from the east sun, and combined with the sun shading the features on the west face of the building as an additional shield against the solar heat again. So solar heat gain. So this way you have to have the constructions design in such a manner that you can have the more energies. So residential and Telia, it is in the Mumbai, where you can see that it is a 70 stories building and 570-foot tall towers. Is a home for a single family, and that is in India, and you all are aware this is nothing but the Mukesh Ambani house. The tower has been designed by Perkins in the 2010, and the design is innovative with rooftop gardens. Another example is Indian Tower in the Mumbai Indian Tower, formerly known as Park Hyatt Tower. The 74 stories of 301-meter tall mixed used residential and hotel tower has efficiently this officially began the construction. So the construction in such a way that it's have the different corners. You have the solar this in the panel is attached with that. So whenever it will the sun will move and accordingly it will be the more power can be observed or can be generated from there. So 8,82,000 square feet tower has set a number of records ranging from the Mumbai's tallest to India's first super tall to India's greenest skyscraper. So it can have but of course lot of investment, lot of cost is associated. Then solar settings, natural ventilations, the day lightings, rainwater harvestings are used in this building. Green nanotechnology refers to the use of nanotechnology to enhance the environmental sustainability of process producing the negative externalities, and it also refers to the use of product of nanotechnology to enhance the sustainabilities. So one major project that is being worked on it, the development of nanotechnology in solar cell. So solar cell are more efficient as they get get thinner, and the nanotechnology is already used to provide the improved performance coating for the photovoltaic and the solar thermal panels. So here also the nanotechnology is used so that it can have it can generate the more power. And the PV converted with the nanotechnology coatings are set to stay cleaner for longer to ensure the maximum energy efficiency is maintained. So if we'll talk about some of the examples like this, it has been LEED platinum rated and then built a perfections of an area of 41,000 square meters. So these are the different examples, which is this Suzlon Energy Limited. It is in the Pune and which can generate the powers. Then we have the Biodiversity Conservations India Private Limited, Bangalore. So Biodiversity Conservations India Private Limited is an organization that provides lifestyle solutions that focus on sustainable methods of creating zero energy homes that will not be a burden for the environment. So this is the way, and the other companies also. This we will talk about the Rajiv Gandhi International Airport, Hyderabad. So I hope that some of you might have be from that place, or some of you might have got the opportunity to visit that place. So India's first greenfield airport is undeniably among the top 10 green buildings in India, and the first airport in Asia to be awarded the LEED silver rating certifications by US Green Building Council. So this US Green Building Council has given this award to that. The featuring 1 lakhs the 5 square meter of glass in cash terminal, and this green building ensures the optimal use of natural light and minimal wastage of electricity or the energy consumptions. Another of its green features includes the recycling of treated waste water for landscaping, air conditioning, and other purposes. Nokia, Gurgaon, Haryana. Those who are from there, they might have come across. Among India's most sustainable buildings is the corporate office of Nokia in Gurgaon, which has been granted accreditations as one of the world's leading green building by again US Building Councils. And this is the first time that that a commercial interior fit out projects in India is being awarded the Green Building Award and prestigious LEED Gold ratings. What makes this green office stand out from the rest is its smart lighting and ventilation system, high efficiency chillers, high performance double glazing, heat recovery wheels, green guards, certified furnitures, and online CO2 monitoring systems. But my dear participants, you all are aware that yes, for making this such kind of building, how much cost is. And definitely, whenever we will talk about the sustainable engineering or the green technologies, cost is investment is very high. So we have to plan in such a way that those cost has to be cut down. This ITC conference, that is Gurgaon in Haryana, the considered as one of the early adopters of the green building movement in India. ITC Green Center is still considered a benchmark for green buildings, and it was the first platinum rated building in India. The build up area of 1,80,000 square feet, the building features alternative transportation facilities, a stormwater management system, solar thermal technology, then minimal exterior lightings and separate smoking rooms with exhaust systems and zero water discharge. So these are the way you have to maintain it. The another example is the Drukfield Lotus School, that is Ladakh. In Ladakh, one school is there in this desert landscape of severe climate conditions 3,500 meters above sea level was born a modest school that is adjust as an outstanding examples of sustainable green and cost-effective building and development. And one more, I have forgotten the name. One of the students who did BTech from, I think, NIT this Hamirpur or maybe IIT Delhi. I didn't remember. After passing and getting the graduated, and then they have started one building in the Ladakh, or maybe the Ladakh only, and which is eco-friendly, and then maintaining the sustainable, and even the during the even no light, means minimum light, by using the minimum lights which having this building is used, and the students are getting the educations over there, and his dream is to give the education to the poor people in that areas. This multi award winning structures is the recipient of the best Asian building, best educational building, and the best green building award. So these are the awards to be given to the buildings. And so this is one building which is available in the Tamil Nadu, and then Barian Park Tower gets leads platinum certifications. So this is the one more examples. Success test hydrogen vehicles in the long range drive. So nowadays in even our NIT Agartala, one or two faculties, or maybe the more faculties are working in the area of the alternate fuel, where they are using nowadays hydrogen. They are doing the trial for using the hydrogen vehicles, and how far they have done the research on it, but they are working on it. So this Volkswagen the recently successfully tested the new Bora. It's a hydrogen vehicle, that means it uses sun fuel systems. The main features are a clean synthetic diesel called the sun fuel, and it has one of the lowest emissions of any car in the world. So if it is a emission is very low, that means the pollution will be the level will be the very minimum. And yes, people need that the environment supposed to be pollution free, and it should be clean. We recently we have heard in the North India the is परेली जलाने से वो धान का जो स्टॉर्म होता है, वो स्टेम है ना, that is straw, उसको burn करने से the smoke is coming and then this Delhi area is polluted and all, and if the people or government can think of it, they can those parali can be used for the other purposes, for making the brick or for making the ash or for making the source of energy, instead of unnecessary burning into the field and creating the hazardous environment to the nearby surroundings, and the environment is totally polluted. So this has to be, that means we have to control on the emission necessarily. So national policies for the green technology in India, there are a different policies has been implemented by the government of India, and the different agencies has been established to encourage the green technologies or the different policies. So new and renewable energy plan, it was introduced in the 2011-17, the Electricity Act 2003, amended again 2004 and 7 and later, and also national biofuel missions, and the government of India approved the national policy for biofuels in December 2009. Then the Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission was once launched on the 11th January 10, and thereafter the continuously the new schemes are launched under this scheme, and they used to attract the users or stakeholders, so that they can have the more source of energy, more generation of energy by from the solar or from the sunlight. Through these provisions, India aims to meet the 50% of the country's total requirement of energy from the renewable source by 2030. So this is the target of the government, but we do not know if people are working, or many people are working on these areas, and then if it is feasible, it's a good. Then institutions or agencies under the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, they have set up this, and they are supporting to the common people or the industrialists to come forward or to establish their ventures. So National Institute of Solar Energy, Haryana, Center for Wind Energy Technologies, that is Chennai, Tamil Nadu, and then Sardar Swarna Singh National Institute of Renewable Energies, Jalandhar, Punjab. So these are the institutions working on it, and then alternative hydro energy centers, IIT Roorkee, Uttarakhand. So these are the centers which is especially focusing on the renewable energies. The Indian Renewable Energy Development Agencies, New Delhi, then Solar Energy Corporation of India, New Delhi. So these are the agencies, or these are the centers set up by the government of India or the support of the government of India to find out or to establish the sustainable solutions or the sustainable engineering for the future requirements or the needs. So I would like to thank to all of you for this, and then I will switch over to the another slides, that is about the sustainable. This is, we have talked about the green technologies. So what do you mean by the sustainabilities? Already we have partially discussed, but slightly more we have to elaborate about the sustainabilities. The development that meets the need of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. So this is nothing but the sustainabilities. And as in the beginning we said that sustainability means it's have the permanent kind, not it is exactly permanent, but it tends to the permanent type, or the it's have the long way to sustain. So already we have discussed about this. So sustainable engineering is measure for sustainable development. So we have to measure the sustainable development. So how it can be? So measure for the sustainable development, then frame a framework to measure the sustainable development. So these are the way you have to do the framework, and then you have to measure the sustainable development. So the measure of sustainable development is what is meant by the measures of the sustainable developments, and what are the measures for sustainable development. So this is the way we have to think of it. We have to discuss of it, and we have to achieve the goal for the sustainable development. Once you have the sustainable engineering, then you have to go for the sustainable development. And once the sustainable development will be there, it will contribute the economy of the countries. So the measures means promote the environmental educations and awareness. So this is the way you have to measures. You have to promote. We have to encourage the peoples about the. You have to educate them. You have to make the awareness, and then the 3R approach. This is another way of to measures. Then appropriate technologies. You have to adopt. You have to talk about the appropriate technology. We have to go for the innovations and all. Then utilizes the resources as per the carrying capacity of the environment. So what are these 3Rs? These 3R is nothing but the reuse, the reduce, and the recycling. So these three are the main way we have to measure, we have to go for, we have to talk about the sustainability. So requires to solve the problem they are presently with the best of their knowledge. So we have to go for this, then sustainable, to maximize social benefit while minimizing the ecological impact. So so social impact is nothing but the community activities, the employment rates, and immigrations. So these are to be focused on it. Then economic activities like business growth, the employment rates, inflations, these has to be taken into the consideration. Environmental effects like environmental contaminations and and endangered this wildlife and all. So this is the way you have to. Then the designing of the new computer infrastructures. Earlier days, you might have heard that the computer was a big area is required to have the develop the computers, but nowadays the from computer, and then another new computer has come, and that way it is a very compact one, sophisticated one, and it's have the recycling one, and then and the less costly, have the more efficient. So this is the way of the designing in such a way that you have to enhance, or you have to have the sustainable. Earlier we have to have the what is called this floppy, then pen drive, and then hard disk, and then see this 2 MB, 3 MB, and then GB, and then terabyte, and so on. So that way they have to develop, and so that the future need of the people can be fulfilled. So moving towards the sustainable solutions, so we have to go for, you can see this is the less energy intensity per unit of the product or the services. So whenever you are going to have the production of the new one unit, or means you have to use the minimum amount of materials, minimum intensity of the energies, lowering the material intensity per unit of product or the services, lower level of the environmental toxicity and the risk. So these has to be, everything should be in the low, and then you have either product or it may be a service, and then only you can get the sustainable solution or to fulfill the requirements. So either you have to control the pollutions, then the process integrations, then whole facilities planning, then industrial ecology. So all this you have to take care, and then you will get the finally you can combine together, work in that area, and then you will get the sustainable communities, or the cities, or the regions, or the product which is having the use. Sustainable transport, if we talk about the transport, is sustainable in the sense of social, environmental, climate impact, and the ability to supply the source energy indefinitely. The transportations and the environment, the transport systems have the significant impact on the environment. That means it is creating a lot of smokes or the pollutions or emissions has to be controlled. So accounting for the between 20 to 25% of the world energy consumptions and the carbon dioxide emissions is taking place, and which is really we have to control on it. So for that we have to take the initiatives. Then as we already have discussed that hydrogen vehicles or the electric vehicles or the some other source of energy has to be used, and this carbon dioxide emission has to be controlled. The greenhouse gas emissions from the transport are increasing at a faster rate than any other energy using sectors. So this is the way of this we can say green vehicles are more fuel efficient, but only in comparison with the standard vehicles, and they still contribute to traffic congestions and the road crashing. So there are chances we can have this, we can minimize this the emissions, and it is good for the societies. So green public transport vehicles include the electric trains, the trams, or electric buses. Combine the advantage of green vehicles with those of sustainable transport choices. Other transport choices with a very low environmental impact are cycling and other human powered vehicles and the animal powered transport. So the olden days, if you remember, they were using the animals power for the transportation, but nowadays in the village area 1 or 2 or maybe 1%, but hardly it has reduced drastically, and now it is a green transportation facilities are coming into the practices. So this way I would like to thank the organizer to given the opportunity to highlights about the recent developments in the green technologies and sustainable engineering. So some of the examples which I have already given, the different buildings, different vehicles, uh, or the wind tunnels, or wind turbines, and this tidal power. So these are the green technology, which will help to have the sustainable thus the development will take place by using those green technologies. By these words, I would like to thank the organizers and the audience who is having they are keeping their presence to hear us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. So, and participate with any query related to sir presentation. In chat box, sir, there are two questions. So one question is, sir, is there any platform to check whether it is green building or not? Some student, some participant posted, sir.
So, Vinder, any questions, or we can conclude here?
Sir, some question in chat box, sir. Sir, one
Hello.
question is, hello.
So
Sir,
there is some questions in chat box, sir.
Okay, let me check. Yes, Dr. Hansa Jeswani has asked the it is a 4% higher. Yes, as in the beginning or in the middle, I said that whenever we'll talk about the green technologies, then cost is definitely it is very high, and for that's why the government or different governing bodies are there who can support for to make the familiar or to make the popular those schemes. One more has asked that, sir, is there any platform to check whether it is a green building or not? Yes, there are a platform. Yeah, somebody has already as I think they have shared it. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for, thank you for making it valuable time in this your valuable time with us, sir. Yes, what was busy schedule of yours.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I think voice is not coming properly. Hello. It is slightly, but it is disconnecting. Can you write on the chat box? Do you speak English? Work a remote USA job from Agartala. Yes, we have discussed in English only. May not be a USA tone, but hello,
Yes,
Savinder, I am audible to you.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, audible.
I do not know. See, I am not
Sometimes,
getting
sir.
this clear sound. Something it is maybe the network issues or something
Yes,
else.
sir. Yes, sir. Some network issue is there, sir.
Pardon?
So, sir, some network issue is there, sir.
Maybe. So can I conclude here and can I leave for a meeting I have at 4 o'clock?
For your valuable time.
Pardon? Or I will do one thing. I am
Yes,
writing
for
my
your
email
valuable time. I
ID.
think
So if I have given my mail IDs. Hello. Hello, I have given my mail ID and if any queries are there.
Okay,
Hello.
sir.
हाँ. अच्छा है.
This will be more better that we can even discuss in near future also. Thank you for your kind support.
और मैंने मेल आईडी भी डाल दिया है. If anybody is having queries, they can. Okay, thank you.
हेलो, एक मिनट रुको तो। हेलो, 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 आई एम ऑडिबल एनीवन? हेलो, 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 technical session will be today technical session is over, so we meet and tomorrow for the for next technical session. From the first technical session start from 9:50 a.m. for after that in 11 the second day of this FDP, there in that day three technical session is there. So due to some network issue, I am not the bind up the this today program. So we meet tomorrow. Okay. So I already sent in WhatsApp group for the feedback form, and those who are not uh, fill the feedback form, please fill it. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
So okay.